This program is intended for mature audiences only.
You are now listening to Observable Radio.
If you're listening to this without permission, please stop. This is not for you. Trapper, let's add it up. We have some solid pieces here. Maybe some of them stick together. First, I've been thinking of this as an outside problem, which leads to some obvious contradictions. But if I assume that the problem is localized, then maybe this does make sense. One option is that this is a total break from reality. Brain chemistry collapse. Yeah, I'm talking into a dead cat's tail in a muddy ditch somewhere, pretending it's a lifeline to you. I don't like that option, partially because I think my own delusions would be less kaleidoscopic. So let's just skip it entirely. Dead end, dead end. Now, then if it's just me, then I'm not receiving signals from other worlds. I'm passing through them, hitched a ride on the comet. The fog outside, then that's not some sort of natural phenomenon. That's the edge, where too many things overlap, where a couple hundred other versions of me got too close and left me a warning with their feet. And that means it's just me in here, which means that you saw where this was going. Okay, let's roll this one. Then I have some complications to add. Ready? Here goes.
DuPont Crystal Towers is the 10th undersea city completed in waters off the coast of Florida, which means that for the first time, more Floridians are underwater than above.
This generation has been gifted a frontier unlike any other, and they have risen to the task with spines unbent. What was once a threat to our existence has instead become a breath of new life into our national destiny.
Not only did they have a hand in preventing worldwide disaster, but they helped reinvigorate our economy and set us on a new path, one of unparalleled American excellence. We're proud to partner once again with Dow Chemical for this year's Submarine Habitat Construction.
15 years ago, I didn't know if we were going to make it. But just look at us now, right back to how it should be.
Make it out like we're disappointed the water crisis was solved, which is absurd. I'm not a monster. I want civilization to persist. Which is why I cannot stand by while we dig and drill and march ourselves into yet another crisis.
Ringwoodite, the miracle mineral. Over the decades following the Great War, access to clean fresh water on the surface had dwindled thanks to pollution. But no more. Thanks to the discovery of ringwoodite, we have been able to reconnect with freshwater, revitalizing the planet and the human populace. Found deep in the Earth's mantle, ringwoodite is a mysterious and magical substance. This mineral houses a vast ocean of freshwater lurking beneath the Earth's crust. A team of scientists headed by Dr. Daisuke Serizawa pioneered the ringwoodite extraction process nearly 2 decades ago. Meet Dr. Tom Nesbitt.
Hi, hello there.
Our Dr. Nesbitt was part of that renowned team of scientists. Can you tell us more about it, Doctor?
We were pursuing multiple solutions, but it soon became clear that the solution was right beneath us. Without the ringwoodite process, the crisis would have been the end of our way of life. And I'm proud to have been a part of that team that put this country back on track to where it was supposed to be.
Thanks to their ingenuity and the hard work of our brothers and sisters mining deep beneath the waves, we have been able to restore humanity's access to life-giving fresh water. Let's take a trip below the waves and see the process in action. Here we see a standard mining depot. our skillful technicians use state-of-the-art technology to identify ideal access points for drilling. Once identified, experienced divers secure the nuclear drilling charges, which grant us passage to the mineral we all know and love. After a hard day's work, our dedicated personnel retire to their quarters. With complete access to amenities including a fully stocked cafeteria, a reading lounge, and even a recreation area complete with a sauna, our diving force not only knows how to work hard, but they play hard too. Robert Dobbs is the foreman on this platform, but it seems we've caught him on his off hours. What you got there, Bob?
Oh, this? Why, this is just the latest in high-tech computer video entertainment. There's no reason me and the fellas shouldn't have access to everything the surface has to offer, just because we're deep underwater. With a dedicated fiber optic cable, we get all the latest movies, games, and shows, just like topside.
Of course, it's not all fun and games, providing fresh water for an entire nation. Once the fresh water has been extracted from the mined ringwoodite, a sophisticated network of pipelines allow the pristine water to travel under the ocean and up to the surface.
It's been a long time since the crisis, and I know my children don't ever have to be scared of going without fresh, clean water. Every morning when I hear that delivery truck and the clank-clank of the glass bottles, I send a little prayer of thanks to the men and women who made it happen.
Ringwoodite, carving a path to a better, wetter future.
Just when the world seemed to become too small for all the children of men, a new world revealed itself. A world that was rich and fat for the taking, twice the size of the old world, and just beneath the surface.
CENTCOM, this is Sunfish 2. Water visibility has improved. We're beginning our approach to the new borehole now.
Copy that, Sunfish. You make sure you're recording this time?
Yes, we're recording this time. Thank you for the reminder, Mom.
You're welcome, sweetie. Check in when you reach the blast area so I know you're not dead in a ditch.
Oh, fuck off.
CENTCOM, hey, CENTCOM, this is Hackley over at Monitoring Post Pearl. Hey, can you look back at the blast telemetry for us? We're picking up some kind of anomaly.
Yep, sure. Stones. Can you pull up your charts?
Already looking at it. Just about to call. I see the same thing. Looks like a secondary collapse maybe, after the charge went off. That's weird. That's super weird.
Sunfish, repeat. Sunfish, are you there?
There's something going around the borehole, and we just lost all visibility,
What the fuck is going on down there, CENTCOM?
Does anyone have a visual on the submersible?
Hey, I don't want to alarm anyone, but there's something really, really big outside.
Is it a whale? Still haven't seen one. Let me look.
Hodson, what do you see?
I mean, I can tell you it's not a whale, because whales don't talk.
Why's it in my head? What the fuck are you two talking about down there?
It's saying hello. You're telling me you can't hear that? It's saying hello.
Signal lost. Reestablishing. Signal lost.
2 decades ago, we were on the brink of a worldwide disaster. Yes, there is no question that ringwoodite staved off our fate, but the root of the crisis still remains. We've only kicked the can down the road and made it tomorrow's problem.
In the months since its existence was made public, the creature has been confirmed responsible for over 24 fatal disasters. From the destruction of ringwoodite mining facilities, to the sinking of cargo vessels, and now to this latest attack on a civilian undersea residential facility. The advance warning provided by the civilian defense fleet allowed the majority of the population of Valencia Octopus's garden to escape, but the superstructure was destroyed utterly in the assault. Just like each prior attack, the organism retreated into the deep trenches where even our most advanced sensors have trouble penetrating. We take you now to Audrey Ames at the port of Long Beach, where the survivors of the attack are being welcomed back ashore. Audrey.
Thank you, Chuck. I'm here with Raymond, a former resident of Valencia Octopus's garden and eyewitness to the destruction. Raymond, you were on one of the last civilian transports before the organism attacked. Can you tell us what you saw?
I don't know what I saw.
Well, can you try? How did you find yourself so far behind in the evacuation?
We didn't take it seriously. It never attacked a city before. They had to threaten us with fines, but some people still stayed.
Awful. What about the organism? What more can you tell us about it?
We were laughing on the boat when it came. It made this huge tidal wave when it dove, flipped the closest boats right into the air. And then the radio from the garden went quiet. 2 minutes later, all the air came back to the surface.
Raymond, I know this has been a difficult ordeal, but what's next for you? Do you have someplace you can go?
No. Nowhere. There's no point. I'm saying a prayer. A prayer for the whole world.
And there you have it, Chuck. A prayer for the whole world.
Grim portents from a tragic scene. Thank you, Audrey. We take you now to the joint press conference where General Peterson, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, addressed the nation earlier this morning.
My fellow Americans, extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures. As of this moment, this nation's defense apparatus is making extermination of this organism our number one objective. This means full cooperation with all other navies of the world until such a time as this new crisis can be put behind us. It is my honor to introduce to you the representatives of our new alliance.
Greetings. I am Admiral Wei Tang of the Greater Pacific Fleet in the South China Sea. The navies of the Pacific have mobilized in a common goal for the first time in living memory. As General Peterson has said, extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures. Humanity is united against this threat, and we call upon all the nations of the world to join us, or perish alone.
What some of the first responders have taken to calling the entity, which stands for Terrestrial Organism Discovered by Drilling.
Have we not encountered resistance before? Have not the wolves attacked our sheep? Have not lions taken our young? But we did not surrender to their authority, and we will not yield now.
There's one thing I'll say for this country, is that when we put our mind to it, we can accomplish anything. We depend on our undersea holdings for our very survival, as does every other nation on this earth. To see that threatened is simply unacceptable, which is why we are taking the fight directly to this organism.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President has granted extraordinary wartime powers, allowing us to mobilize with full cooperation between divisions. At this very moment, men and women around this great nation are preparing to put their lives on the line in the largest military operation in human history. When the organism next shows itself, we will be there and we will be victorious. Thank you very much. God bless the United States.
All right, you bottom feeders. Orders have come down from on high. They're sending you, sorry lot, out on the front lines tomorrow at the ass crack of dawn. You started training lower than the worms the catfish feed on. But now, you are worms that have gone through my training. And you bet your sorry asses that you were gonna go out there and be the best goddamn worms you can be. Do I make myself clear?
Sir, yes, sir!
This monster is a big, mean, nasty son of a bitch. But you bottom feeders are meaner and nastier. I have instilled in you a ferocity that the likes of this monster hasn't even seen in his nightmares. You are the monster's biggest fear, are you not?
Sir, yes, sir!
I can't hear you.
Sir, yes, sir! We are the lethal weapon!
That's the spirit. Now settle, soldier.
Sir, yes, sir.
Now, who is the monster's biggest fear?
We are!
Who are you?
Monster Squad!
A tin hut? I don't know, but I've been told.
I don't know, but I've been told.
Ocean drilling's mighty cold.
Ocean drilling's mighty cold.
Basic training's all I've got.
Basic training's all I've got.
Monsters still bleed when they're shot.
Monsters still bleed.
every one of those eggheads is telling me to play it safe and engage outside that electromagnetic radius. Yeah, that's what my gut is telling me too. We'd be fools to lose the element of surprise from so far away.
Right down to the bone. Right down to the bone. Don't know if I'm coming home. Don't know if I'm coming home. Sound off. 1, 2. Bring it on down. 3, 4. Who are we? Monster Squad. Who are?
Diane, this is Robert. Just arrived by helicopter. Looks like we have one survivor. Starting our debrief. Jesus, he looks like shit.
We pulled him out of the mess about 3 hours ago. He's got some serious burns and his legs are broken, but he's going to live.
Who are you?
Ship's medical officer. Should I leave?
Not yet. We'll see. You're Captain Corman?
Aye. We had mostly gave up on searching for survivors, but we spotted him by chance. From the way the oil slick was drifting. It looks like he was the closest survivor to the attack we've found so far.
Good. Hey, son, can you hear me?
My name is Steve.
That's good, Steve. I'm Robert Calder, OSS. I was sort of hoping you could help me.
How?
You gotta tell the man what happened out there, kid.
We've got some idea of the big picture. We know it didn't go well.
You noticed? Everything they told us was wrong. We were in too close. It was too big. Like a god. I can't tell you what went wrong. It all did. It wanted us there.
Son, I want to play something for you. We intercepted this transmission from the Ozark before she went down. Can you tell us what this means?
You will not drown. You will all be a part of me.
Obviously, that's not what we want to hear from a decorated ship commander in the heat of battle. I was hoping maybe you could help us make some kind of sense of it.
No sense to make. Everybody was talking. All at once. Voices outside and voices in. People I just saw die were still talking to me. Then it got in my head. Got in my mouth. I don't know what those words mean, but I said them too. And I believed it. I believed I would not drown. It wanted us there. It was calling for us to come closer. All along, it wanted those boats. All those people.
Why? Why did it want you there?
Did you look below the waterline? Or did you tow the wreckage away? Eggs, Mr. Calder. It was using us to build a nest.
Jesus, fuck. Captain Corman, take me to the bridge. I need a secure line to Washington.
You think we wanted to be right? You think it's satisfying to say I told you so to a mass grave?
We're in position, Captain.
Lights out, everyone!
I see the Shinsei Maru now.
We've got 5 minutes at this position before we return to the flotilla.
She's signaling with a lantern, and it looks like she took her antenna mast down.
Good. They must know the new protocol, then. Lantern Corps, your time to shine.
Aye, Cap.
How much time do you need to transmit the latest updates?
We've got it down to 90 seconds.
Better get started, then.
Captain, we've got movement in the water.
Shit, already? How far out?
Half a mile out, south by southwest. Little one, a juvenile.
How the hell did it find us? We've been completely dark.
Might just be a coincidence, Cap. Doesn't look like it's seen us yet.
Hell of a coincidence. Alright, see if you can get it under 90 seconds.
No, we're not going to make that. The Maru has an emergency override. We're listening.
What is it? What does she say?
Cap, it's moving. 5 knots.
Hang on, it's still coming in.
10 knots, Captain. We need to go.
That's all the time you get. What did they say?
Hoist the sails.
What is it?
They say the mainland is gone.
Explain yourself. What do you mean?
They've gone ashore. They've all gone ashore.
Captain, there's no...
No point encrypted in the order, Diane. It was on open channels. We're gonna go dark, find someplace safe, far from the coast. No transmission. We can't risk it.
Of course I take full responsibility. I was advised by the finest minds this country had to offer, but ultimately it was my decision.
After you have received this transmission, cease use of your radio until you can reach dry land. Refugee flotillas use only semaphore and Morse code to stay in contact.
With the whereabouts of the Speaker of the House still unknown, all surviving cabinet members are regrouping at NORAD, as far inland as we can go. But you should know, we've lost contact with the West Coast. Los Angeles to Seattle. It looks like they've come ashore.
Oh, this? This is but a momentary spasm of nature, a feeble final grasp. Man's dominion is unquestioned. Ergo, this unthinking beast, this bottom dweller, cannot be the end of us. It simply can't.
So, our friend has been busy. In one world, he shot me, opened up the tower to be destroyed. It seems clear that he was equally destructive in this world. Anywhere he goes, things fall off the track. Not much question of intent. So, let's face facts. There is at least one, possibly more, entities that are untethered, like I am, only they seem to move freely between. I am not free. I am trapped in a soap bubble between worlds. So, the question of intent. Who did this to me? And why? Or was it all just dice? Infinitesimally unlikely, but without any malice? Cold universe, or a hateful universe. And I don't even get to choose. Fuck. Fog's real thick. Stay tuned.
You have been listening to Observable Radio. Tonight's episode, Fathom Under, was performed by the Ensemble, featuring Phil Van Hest, Amber Carr, Jason Smith, Nathaniel Lee, Jess O'Brien, Jesse Liao, Joshua Kelly, Katie SkovholtKC Green, Orion Kellogg, Matt Boland, Gabriel Roland, Brad Johnson, Tom Drake, Wes Stanfill, Sony Green, Wendy Hector, Terry Menard, Jack GrigoliMichelle Lilia Tan, Ray Whitty, Hector Liao, Voice Del Monte, Ryan Jones, Purpurina, David Wu, John Korn, Cohen Edenfield, Noel Van Hest, Kyle Gould, Jared Rosen, Natalie Berge, and Joseph Faraday. Written by Cameron Suey and Purpurina. Produced by Cameron Suey, Phil Van Hest, and Purpurina. Edited by Cameron Suey. Our psychology consultant is Dr. Elisa Liao. Art by Corinne Fletcher. Our theme is The Backrooms, performed by Mew. Original music from this episode was performed by Jesse Liao. Additional music from this episode provided by Bright Arm Orchestra, Mike Franklin, Gustav, Just Normal, Tim Kulig, Jerry Lacey, Martin Landstrom, Grant Newman, OTE, Mary Riddle, George Simpson. Additional sound design by Purpurina. Special thanks to John Gross. If you've enjoyed this show, help other people discover us by telling a friend, or by giving us a review on Apple Podcasts or the podcast feed of your choice. It really does help. Observable Radio is listener supported, thanks to all of our patrons and listeners, including Kathleen, John, Jeff, James, Tid, Russ, Rick, and Callison. If you would like to contribute towards production costs and payment for our voice actors, as well as get access to behind-the-scenes information, extra production material, and an ad-free, early-release feed of this show, you can do so at patreon.com/observableradio. Full transcripts and more available at observableradio.com. Stick around after the credits for a look at Strange New Worlds and Spaced-Out Tales, a full-cast sci-fi anthology audio drama featuring Ren from our own ensemble. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned.
Strange New Worlds and Spaced Out Tales, a sci-fi audio drama anthology podcast.
What is this?
You're about to find out, Wanderer.
The headlines this morning utterly dominated by the unprecedented events taking place high over the skies of New York City.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
Even New York has never witnessed anything quite like this before.
Freeze! Nobody move!
It's not of terrestrial origin.
Season 2. Out now.
Commander, the crew. They're moving. They're climbing out of the freezer. Help me, for God's sake. Get me out of here.
This is, in fact, a holy chariot piloted by angels.
9 brand new episodes.
There's also the potential for it to be used to create terrible weapons, the likes of which the world has never seen.
Beware the beast of Uranus.
There's something here. Something trying to get out.
Strange New Worlds and Spaced Out Tales. Subscribe now, wherever you get your podcasts.